Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Solar Systems, where we help you understand the system your soul goes into. And today we're going to be talking about Mercury in Capricorn. Da-da. Now, if you don't know anything about Mercury, that's okay. But for a quick little catch-all phrase to explain Mercury and Capricorn, these people are the mind-on status people. Now, to give you a quick little tidbit and background on Mercury and Capricorn, Mercury is the planet of thinking and communication. This means that it likes to think, communicate, detail, analyze, and basically categorize all of the individual aspects of a feeling or thought so that it can be repeated, molded, and packaged in case it needs to be experienced or shipped to somebody else. So, with that being the case, Mercury is the actual mechanism and process of you breaking down a feeling, vision, or thought into something that can be actually used or expressed. Because, thinking and communication ain't always all that when you need to explain Mercury to somebody. Now, in talking about Capricorn, Capricorn is the 10th house sign, or the third house sign if you're coming from the spirit world, right? Because as above, so below, however, inverse, backwards, blah, 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 all that, you know what I'm saying? But Capricorn being born from the 10th house, this means this is the sign that is actually dealing with status, standing, your actual, what has something become, the becoming, the end result of something, the final bloom of the tree from seed to growth to tree. You know what I'm saying? Now, Capricorn is a very straightforward, a blunt, and a sign that is focused on building and actually focusing on what something can become. So, with that being the case, this sign is correlated to these four planets, these four being the lowest of Jupiter, the planet of expansion, the work sign, or the second lowest, aka the moon, and then something that it likes to be in where it doesn't necessarily have to do anything and it can just experience Saturn, the planet of boundaries, restrictions, limits, structure, and building. Now, its highest and most favorite planet is Mars because it loves Mars. Why does it love Mars? It loves Mars because it loves not having to go through all the process and basically the end result of what it wants to experience, which is that being actually action, expression, doing something and doing what they want to do. Now, with all that being said, let's actually get into the traits. Now, Mercury and Capricorn, right? So as we said in the beginning, this is your mind on status. So with their minds being on status, these people are very articulate. They're very straightforward. They will tell you what's important and they will talk to you when they actually need you. So with that being the case, these people don't really like people just saying things just to say things. So if you are a person that is more of a feeler sign or more of a sign that deals with vision, imagination, and all that stuff, and sometimes you just randomly catch a vibe, and it's almost like an epiphany moment where you're about to fall off of a cliff, so on and so forth. So Capricorn people don't really like that, they don't really respect it. So for example, if someone was to just pull up on you like, hey, do you know anything about the color purple? Have you seen the movie? Did you know that this energy and this vibration and this freaking color has so much meaning and so much high vibrationalness to it? It deals with the second house, purple, the color of royalness, the experience. Oh, I just love the color purple and I just want to feel it every single day. Purple is not a vibe of sorrow like they say. Oh, no, 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 no. And then the Capricorn person is just standing there like this. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Uh-huh. Why are you telling me this? Now, depending on the situation, they may not necessarily be like, why are you telling me this outright? However, they will definitely think it. They may not express it, they may not verbalize it to you or tell you this depending on your actual status in their eyes and what your relationship is to them. However, they will look at you and eventually write you off. Now, if it's your first time talking to this person, don't get me wrong, that won't ruin it forever. It'll just ruin it to about 50%, where it's just like, oh yeah, this person just walks up and says things. But why do they not like it when people show up to them and actually say something like this? Well, let me tell you. So these people may not necessarily like it when you actually tell someone this or explain that to someone and people just show up to you saying whatever, because they value their time. They have a lot of shit going on. They have a lot of stuff to do, and they cannot stand it when you actually come up to them and just say an idea and express something to them because you value their relationship or you value their opinion. If you value their opinion, you better be ready for them to tell you to shut the fuck up. Why would you actually tell that to me? Why would you say this to me? I don't care about the color purple. What actual value does that do for me? What, are you just going to come up here and waste my time? Now, these people don't necessarily care if something takes a long time, But if something is inefficient and actually comes up to them and breaks down something that they don't even focus on or something that just came out of nowhere, they're not even going to pay attention to you. Now, once again, if it's the first time, you have like a free pass, but they are not on a 3-strike system. They are on a 2-strike system. You do that shit again, and you're never going to be able to see them, or they're not going to hit you up unless you know for a fact that they value in some type of capacity. You know what I'm saying here? Now, if you do end up saying something like that or try to piss off a Mercury and Capricorn person for the second time, this is how and why they will reason with themselves for why they're doing what you're doing in terms of cutting you off and possibly cutting you out of their life for a short period of time, or if not a long period of time. You know, it's Mercury, it's how they think. It kind of, even though they are Mercury and Capricorn people, their mind is still open and moldable to change, unless they actually have a lot of meaning and reasoning and purpose behind the structure they built behind their mentality. But that's neither here nor there. But why these people are annoyed and may be very annoyed by you just coming up and saying random things to them is because they put a lot of time and effort into articulating not only how they think, why they think, but what they're about to say. They have a lot of reasoning, a lot of building, and a lot of structure behind that that gives them the purpose and energy and conviction that they may have as you are about to experience potentially. So, with that being the case, these people don't just say things to say things. They say things because they have a reason to it. They have a rhyme to it. They're probably building and working on something, and you just showing up being like, oh, blah, 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 look at this idea. It's so important to me, and I'm so emotional, blah, 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 blah. And that's pretty much how they look at that. Now, in a deeper reason that Mercury and Capricorn people may not even know why they have this feeling is because the cops ain't coming for me. So the reason why they have this feeling on a much deeper level that they might not even know themselves is because the previous sign of Capricorn is Sagittarius. And if you know anything about Mercury, Mercury despises Sagittarius. Do you know how much work Sagittarius puts on Mercury's shoulders? It basically tells Mercury, hey, I don't care. You see all these visions, feelings, and imagination that I have? Categorize it, Mercury. Put it into words. Articulate it. And Mercury's like, oh my God, I can only calculate and articulate and mold and prepackage 1 out of 3 visions that they actually come up with, and they're going to be mad at me for not remembering them. Oh, blah, blah, blah. It's not my fault that my freaking tools that my energy is equipped with is not equipped to handle all of this. It's not even that important. They're just coming up with visions, meanings, and reasonings just because that's what they see, that's what they do, and that's how they feel. They don't really have any importance behind it, and when they do feel importance, it's only because they lack it. And I'm spent pushing paper and figuring out all this information, and I have so many file cabinets open that they're going back and forth of reorganizing and doing all this shit. I just want to have calm structure, and I just want to build something and actually manifest something. And that's pretty much where the Capricorn energy swoops right in and gives Mercury and Capricorn people that gumption and that conviction and that aggression in a way to actually show them what they have going on and what gives them the stability and comfort to work their way back up to a sign they actually appreciate. And once again, they do have Aquarius and Pisces around the corner, which are cool and helpful from time to time. However, Pisces is around the corner, and then it's Aries, and then it's Taurus, and it's a long way back to the signs that they actually want to experience, like Gemini and Virgo. You know what I'm saying here? So this is kind of why Mercury and Capricorn people feel some type of way about Jupiter energy. They don't have time to play. They don't have time to do all that. Just chill. So anytime someone with strong Jupiter energy, such as Sagittarius, Pisces, and most of all Cancer, I mean, I don't really have to say, you know what I'm saying? Like, just be careful, know this is your opposition, and that's just how it goes. Now, with all that being said, if you like my energy and you like my actual breakdown of these elements, modalities, energies, blah, 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 all those astrological terms, remember we got videos coming out every week on the astrological alignments. Depending on when you catch us, we may be stuck in a certain series where we're breaking down who knows what, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, thanks for following. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.